So this past weekend, we got to witness lots of these rookie QBs play in their first preseason game. And in this video, I want to focus on Caleb Williams and share with you guys what Dan Orlovsky had to say, former NFL QB, earlier today on Get Up about Caleb Williams' first performance.
Caleb Williams, man, it was sensational. And I understand it's the preseason. It was sensational. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sets the middle of the field, hangs in the pocket, and throws in. Caleb's performance for me, outside of the physical stuff that we saw, he saw a lot of different coverages from the Buffalo Bills. For me as a quarterback, he saw a 3-fire zone, which is a blitz and then a dropping defender away playing zone defense. He saw traditional man-to-man coverage with pressure. He saw traditional cover 4, which is just that zone drop. He saw 2-man, 2 deep safeties, man underneath, which is that play that we saw the scramble on. Usually in the preseason, you see stuff that's kind of vanilla. He didn't. And it seemed that he was unfazed by it. Very impressed with Caleb Williams' start. Really good moments. And I know we're just focused on Caleb and Jaden, but all 6 of them, for the first time stepping onto the field in that NFL environment, all 6 were impressive. The most impressive, certainly Caleb is in there. Bo Nix was great as well. But I think if you're a Chicago Bears fan, you really haven't seen a human being play that position the way that Caleb looked to play it in his 18 snaps, maybe ever. Just the way that he operated. That was cool. And when it comes to his situation, Greeny, you're sitting there now, the expectations are going to go up. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. The Bears fans are going to expect to be in the playoffs.
Stop taking my words, Dan.
So I never want to take away too much from a preseason performance. But honestly, with this Caleb Williams performance, it's hard not to get really intrigued as to what he's going to be able to do in Chicago in this offense in his first year. And, you see preseason quarterbacks come in and play really well sometimes. Then the regular season comes around. Guys don't play at the same level because defenses maybe aren't showing everything they want to show. But Caleb Williams, I think he had 10 dropbacks. There's honestly not much more you could ask for. If you're a Bears fan and you tuned in to watch Caleb Williams, I think that this was pretty much best case scenario for his first preseason performance. Because if guys like a young rookie QB like Caleb Williams start off slow, maybe you're a little sloppy, I think there is, not a reason to be that, unhopeful necessarily because they're young, they're making mistakes, they're figuring things out. But Caleb Williams didn't really make any mistakes, and he showed you why the Bears were willing to trade away Justin Fields, why they're willing to use that number 1 pick on Caleb Williams. It looks like he has that ability to change their franchise, and I know that this is already somewhat to be expected because we already knew the type of talent he was, the way that he played in college, and we saw lots of that in this first preseason game as Dan Orlovsky brought up. Orlovsky saying it was sensational. I think it's probably hard to find any NFL fan who watched what Caleb Williams did in this game and not say that he looked really, really good. And so once again, you can't take this and say, okay, Caleb Williams is now going to be a top 3 QB with the way he played there. It's like, 10 dropbacks, 10 snaps or so. But from that small sample size, there's honestly not much more you can ask for from Caleb Williams. And honestly, when you look at Justin Fields and his first preseason performance with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Caleb Williams just looks so much more comfortable than Justin Fields, who is now in his 4th season. He just looks so much more comfortable in the pocket. His ability to sit back there, make the right reads, just looks overall like a better quarterback than Justin Fields. And there's a reason that Fields, was traded away for a 6th-round pick, which could be a 4th if he plays 51% of snaps. And I know there were some people last year when Fields was starting to make some nice plays, looked a little bit better there near the end of the season last year. Some Bears fans were wanting the Bears to use that number 1 pick and build around Fields and see maybe there can be something there in the future. But the Bears, I think, clearly made the right decision to go with Caleb Williams, and the rest of the league viewed it in the same way. There's a reason that, as I said, Fields was worth a 6th-round pick. Caleb Williams, who knows what teams would have offered for that pick, maybe 3 first-round picks. And so the Bears definitely made the right decision, and when quarterbacks like this come around, they just can completely transform franchises. And that's not to say this is going to happen with Williams, but from what he showed there, if that continues, then the Bears are going to be a very, very, very good football team, and you really have to give props to GM Ryan Poles for the trade he made last year that really secured Caleb Williams, trading with the Carolina Panthers, trading that number 1 pick away to Carolina for DJ Moore, the number 9 pick, the number 61 pick, and then the 2024 first, 2025 second. As many have already said, it looks like one of the worst trades in NFL history. And if Caleb Williams plays like this And if he can play like Mahomes, which he sort of did look like, he had that Mahomes type athleticism ability, which we already saw in college. If he plays like that, then I can't imagine being a Panthers fan and having to experience just the bad decision by the organization to go with Bryce Young, who has not looked good, and then to give up all that DJ Moore. I mean, it's insane. And I think that, for Ryan Poles, these are the kind of decisions that help you stay around for a long, long time. You can miss on lots of different positions. You can miss on running backs or defensive players, receivers. But if you just hit on one quarterback, it can transform organizations for a long, long time. And when you find guys like Mahomes, like Aaron Rodgers, like Jordan Love, we'll say, for the next 10, 15 years, you're set. You look at the Packers hitting on Brett Favre, hitting on Aaron Rodgers, just that consistent success you find when you hit on a quarterback. The Bears may have found that here. And I'm not trying to, be too, crown Caleb Williams too early, because it is, as I said, his first preseason game. But there's not much more you could ask for him in his first preseason game. And he does look like a special type athlete. And I think that we're going to see a lot of that athleticism the rest of the season. And so we'll see if he can consistently do this, because preseason defenses aren't quite as complex as, the regular season. Defenses aren't going to show every single kind of coverage. But as I said, very, very good start for Caleb Williams. If you want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.